Okay, in this video, it's face the sun. That's better. In this video, okay, I want to discuss many black people are always questioning why are the black community, the black projects underfunded, and why is it that black projects never get off the ground? We have no black schools. We have no nothing, and it's going to shock you. It's going to shock you because I don't know how America, system works, but in England, you have a local council, and obviously you pay your taxes, blah blah blah, into your local council. They then decide where the money is going to, blah blah blah, and some money do go to black projects. But you might ask yourself the question, where are the black projects? Because I made a video 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, saying that where I live, there is nothing for black people, nothing. And you would think that the council is not spending any money on black facilities, but they are. And that's what will shock you. The council, the government, they have placed money, right? In building, black infrastructure, building the black community. But where is the money? Yeah, I'm going to tell you a story. This black guy is a magistrate, and no, he's not in his 40s, he's not in his 50s, he's in his 80s. Okay, retired magistrate who lives in a big, massive house. Okay, now if you're a magistrate, right, in England, you don't get paid for it. So I don't know what he did to end up living in this big, massive house like a mansion. He had access to the keys to this black community center. I won't mention the name. Okay, he refused to hand over the keys. This guy is retired, still taking money from the council for black projects. But wait for the shock, I'm being attacked by a wasp. I think a cave spirit has got into it. They want me to work on my people, right? But yeah, as long as the wasp stays over there, I'm all right. Yeah, right. He refused to hand over the keys, right? 3 separate black organizations, okay, all fighting to get access to this newly multi-million-pound complex. But guess what? It's going to shock you. One of the families that was fighting for it were actually known drug dealers. They were criminals. They came from London, okay, to hustle their way, right, and tap into council funding. And then they go back again with the money that's supposed to be spent on black people. And you wonder why black people can't get anywhere. The people that are getting the funds from the government are not spending it on their own people. They're not spending it on you building schools. Instead, they're going to strip joints. Instead, they're spending it on women, sex, or whatever. They don't care about the black community. But why people like that always seem to get involved in black projects? Because to them, it's nothing more than it's hustling. It's hustling. It's a business. It's not a calling. It's not that they care about you. It's not that they want, your children to do very well. No, it's hustling, and it's done out of sheer hatred for their own race. That you would take government, council funding, government funding, even take money from the black community, and you know full well you have no intention of showing report data where that money's going to. You have no intention of giving a breakdown under the freedom of information. You have no intention of providing a breakdown for the black community. It tells you how they really see us as thick as two planks of wood. You know, that they won't give you a breakdown as to where that money's gone to. But three black people, three black groups, one from London, who was known. Oh, how do I know this? I had a black friend, female friend. She was a gossip. That's why I, broke off friendship with her, because when people talk like that, they'll talk your business, right? But they were corrupt. Oh my God. Do you know some of the black, I know Malcolm X had a prison record, but Malcolm X was a gentleman. The world loved Malcolm X. He moved away from his prison life and he loved his people. Malcolm X, Khalid Muhammad, loved their people. But do you know something? There are a lot of civil rights leaders, right? Nothing more than ex-drug dealers who are hustling and deceiving the black community, taking money for themselves. They get funding and you wonder why there's nothing happening for us. We need to wake up, which nobody can listen, right? We need to wake up, right? The other family, what they were doing, they wanted to turn it into a catering. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, earning a living. There's nothing wrong. But it's when they try to muscle in, fighting amongst themselves. And you know something? It fell flat. But they still taking money from the council for non-existent black projects. Now you know why your black community is derelict. Now you know why your black community has covered up buildings, because the government has given these black leaders money, these black spokesmen money. But they've took that money and put it in their pockets and going off to Barbados and the Caribbeans, living it large. And you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You see them turning up to black marches, not realizing that these people have been given backhanders to build the black community. But they've taken that money away. Under the freedom of information, you ask these crooks to give you a breakdown as to where that money's gone to, even those who've taken money out of you. You ask them for a breakdown under the Freedom of Information Act, and I tell you something now, they will give you death threats. That's how crooked they are. I won't mention any names. Do you remember? You know who I'm talking about. Always asking black people for money for dodgy projects. And when people exposed him, what did he do? He started sniffing and snorting like a pig, sniffing and snorting, because he knew the game was up. You ask them under the Freedom of Information Act for a breakdown, where's that money gone to? And they won't tell you. No black organization will do that, not even the church. That's how badly we treat each other. That's how badly. I remember when Michael Jackson came to London, this is years ago. And he left 2 million for black people. Do you know something? And even then, we black people were saying, oh, we won't see it. But we thought it was because the government was taking it. No, he got swallowed up by corrupt black people. So we gotta be careful. You know, we need to start to look at things with a critical mind. Before you give any money away, right? Look at their record. Look at their character. Look at their behavior. Look at what they stand for. Some of them have dodgy names, dodgy past. You can talk to the brick turns to tears, but it doesn't tell you your motives. Let me repeat. You can talk until a brick turns up, bursts into tears, but it still doesn't tell you. Look how many pastors, right, who molest children. Yet these same pastors can move you to tears on a Sunday. They can tell you some stories that make you weep. But you know something? Their motives is to pull at your emotions. It's the same thing. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful of some of these hustlers. And that's the reason why, listening, and that's the reason why the black community is in the state that we're in. For the simple reason, the money that's being given to us is falling. Remember Black Lives Matter? How many millions that made? I've not seen a penny of it. I've not seen a penny. Have you? In fact, the leader of Black Lives Matter ended up buying a house in the white area. With all the anger against white people should die, white people should go to hell, but she couldn't wait to live next door to a white person in a mansion with your blood money. And this is what's happening. You know, we're being hustled and nobbled like a nobbled biscuit. Like we've been hustled and nobbled like a nobbled biscuit. You know, but all you have to do, ask them. You know, you ask them. You only know a crook. You ask them for a breakdown. Ask them, you know, where's your money going to? You sit down. You know, and they're not going to tell you. I remember when I used to go to church, and they would always have members meeting, you know, to see where the church funds are going to. You know something? You're entitled, as a taxpayer, you're entitled to know where church funds are going to, because the church is a charity. You have every right to know where TD Jakes is spending every penny. Of course, all the cash that he receives in the till or what in the plate, he's not going to declare it. I mean, Joel Austin is a white motivational preacher, and I think it was 60 million was found in cash in a wall. In a wall, they found 60 million. You know, so they're just hustlers. But back to the subject, you know, rivaling, and they wouldn't give the keys, wouldn't hand over the keys. You know, for what purpose? The man is in his 80s. He's probably 90 years old now, holding onto a key while claiming money from the council, putting money in his pocket. And I'm thinking, well, why did they report him? Because pigs eating from the same trough with the same intention, ripping off the black community. Wake up.